In 1908, a 10-year-old boy's life changed forever when he saw Felicia, not sad, driving the Chiquito de Bologna. He decided then and there that he would be the one driving someday. But it was just a dream. He had little education, coming from a poor family with a blacksmith father. Back then, only rich people had such chances. Little did he know, 39 years later, he'd be synonymous with speed, power, and luxury. This is the tale of how a poor blacksmith's son created Ferrari. Let's go back 100 years to 1898 in Medano, Italy. Enzo was born during a storm, and due to a late birth report, his certificate had the wrong date. Despite growing up poor, he found joy in his father's workshop, fixing cars and going to school. Enzo's father taught him to drive, and his interest in cars grew. World War I struck, taking Enzo's father and brother in the 1916 flu outbreak. The family business collapsed. Enzo, recruited as a military blacksmith, also fell ill in 1918. Though he survived, poor health led to a military discharge. Without family, money, or education, Enzo moved to the city seeking work. Rejected by companies like Fiat, he eventually became a test driver at CMN, a company converting trucks to cars. Recognition for his skills led to a promotion, turning the once test driver into a race car driver for the company. In 1919, Enzo Ferrari made his racing debut in the Karma Progetto Hill Climb race, finishing fourth and surprising many. He entered more races that year, but fuel leaks and other issues forced him to retire, preventing a repeat of his initial success. Eager for a greater challenge, he left CMN and joined Alfa Romeo, the top Italian race car company at the time. Working at Alfa Romeo was both the happiest and most challenging time for young Enzo. He worked hard to pursue his dreams, and in 1923, he achieved success by winning the first Grand Prix at Circuito del Savio in Ravenna. This marked the beginning of a winning streak, with Enzo becoming a known name on the track by 1924. Despite his racing success, the glamour couldn't erase the harsh reality of the dangers racers faced. 2 talented competitors died that year, affecting Enzo deeply. Racing with a heavy heart, he continued but struggled with painful memories. Some suggested the birth of his first son made him reconsider the importance of life for someone else, leading to a more half-hearted approach to racing. At 34, Enzo Ferrari had participated in 41 Grand Prix, winning 11, an impressive feat. After retiring as a racer, he couldn't leave the industry entirely. Enzo contributed to Alfa Romeo's car and factory development, but proposed unconventional changes to improve racing. In 1929, he established Alfa Romeo's first race team, Scuderia Ferrari, attracting attention and sponsors. Countess Baracca, impressed by Enzo's racing skills, played a crucial role in Ferrari's branding. She gifted him her late son's fighter jet emblem, featuring a prancing horse. Enzo used this emblem to create Scuderia Ferrari's logo, replacing Alfa Romeo's. Despite sharing the emblem with Porsche, Ferrari gained recognition. In 1933, financial troubles led Alfa Romeo to withdraw as a sponsor. Scuderia Ferrari faced difficulties, but they achieved a notable victory against dominant German teams in 1935. Despite their contributions, the team disbanded in 1937, and Enzo returned to Alfa Romeo. Fights over various issues led to his departure with a severance package and a non-compete agreement. With no racing options, Enzo agreed to the non-compete. But he found a loophole. He started Auto Aviani Factory, producing car parts and designing cars for other drivers to race. Things went well until World War II erupted in 1939, disrupting everything in Europe, including Italy, under Mussolini's regime. During wartime, Enzo faced challenges as his factory shifted to making war supplies. Despite the Allies bombing his main factory, Enzo turned it into an opportunity, relocating from Modena to Maranello. Playing both sides of the war, he befriended the fascist government publicly and appealed to Parisian freedom fighters privately. Enzo's strategy paid off economically, but a bounty was placed on his head. Undeterred by death threats, he continued his business successfully. Evading numerous attempts on his life, Enzo even reportedly paid off someone seeking the reward. Despite wartime hardships, Ferrari emerged victorious by 1946, with the factory operational a year later. Enzo resumed making his Ferrari cars, distinct from Alfa Romeos, making Ferraris rise. Competing against Alfa Romeos on the racetrack, Ferrari secured its first major victory in 1949. Enzo's efforts continued, setting new records in the Drivers' World Championship until today. Securing the first World Grand Prix Championship was a significant moment in history that got everyone excited about Ferrari's potential. However, the rapid progress on the racetrack came at a cost. The expenses for research and engineering to ensure Ferrari's race cars stayed at the top strained the company's finances. In response, Enzo, after careful consideration, decided to sell sports cars to the public to ease Ferrari's financial challenges. Despite financial difficulties, the demand for Ferrari sports cars remained high, showcasing their excellence with each new racing victory. Enzo, however, remained unsatisfied and continued pushing for higher speeds on the track, even at the expense of safety. The turning point came in 1957 when a tragic accident ended Enzo's winning streak. A tire blew up on the track, causing the death of 11 people, including the driver, co-driver, and 9 spectators, 5 of whom were children. Enzo and the tire manufacturer faced manslaughter charges, but after a lengthy trial, the court dismissed the case in 1961. Enzo then refocused on racing. Unhappy with how racing was portrayed in the media, he supported a new publication called Autosprint, dedicated to motorsports. Enzo enjoyed a golden age in the 1950s and 1960s, with numerous features in the magazine. However, by 1962, Enzo's glory began to fade. Many who worked closely with Enzo were well aware of his resilient personality. This trait helped him overcome challenges, such as surviving the flu pandemic that claimed many lives. Unexpected victories in races, especially with Alfa Romeo, established him as the creator of a legendary race team. Enzo consistently demonstrated that his cars performed exceptionally well on the track, creating numerous historic moments. During World War II, Enzo faced struggles but managed to maintain composure despite adversity. He fought against charges of manslaughter, aiming to reshape the image of race car driving. However, this very personality had its drawbacks during times of peace, as seen in the infamous Great Walkout. Enzo dismissed 9 key employees who opposed his decision to make his wife a manager. The departed group, including chief engineers and business experts, formed a rival company. While the walkout was a setback for Ferrari, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Enzo spent a significant amount of time recruiting and promoting new talents, resulting in a team that matched the previous one. Some of Ferrari's greatest achievements came from this fresh blood. Despite the positive outcomes, the timing of the Great Walkout led to rumors about Enzo's Spartan-like training methods for race drivers, contributing to a tarnished public image. Enzo's philosophy of pushing limits and fostering competition among his racers led to whispers in the industry, blaming him for the increasing deaths among his drivers. Despite some fatalities not being due to mechanical issues, Enzo's approach was associated with a high price paid in blood for success. Additionally, his confrontational nature created enemies in the industry, including notable figures like Henry Ford II, Ferruccio Lamborghini, and Carroll Shelby. Each of the 3 individuals developed such animosity towards him that they later went on to create cars, and in Ferruccio's case, entire companies, with the sole aim of outdoing him and undermining Enzo's reputation. The rumors circulating about him began to cast a negative shadow over Ferrari, jeopardizing everything he had painstakingly built. Even the attempts to improve the financial situation by selling sports cars were not enough, and the introduction of new safety guidelines for car production added to Enzo's troubles. In search of business partners, Enzo initially approached Henry Ford, who was willing to pay a substantial amount but refused to grant Enzo full control over the racing department, leading to failed negotiations. Fortunately, Enzo found Fiat, the same company that had rejected him earlier, but was now willing to agree to his terms. By 1965, Fiat and Ferrari formed a joint share company, with Fiat holding smaller shares. Enzo shifted his focus to racing and less on financial matters. In 1969, he sold more shares to Fiat, resulting in both companies holding equal shares. The substantial amount he received from selling his shares allowed Enzo to embark on a lesser-known car project in 1971, creating more affordable sports cars named Dino in memory of his first son, who succumbed to Duchenne muscular dystrophy at the age of 25. Enzo's second son, born to his mistress and legitimized after his wife's death, still works at Ferrari, holding a 10% stake. Despite relinquishing many aspects of his life, Enzo remained dedicated to racing in his later years. Though Ferrari failed to regain its former glory, Enzo celebrated the 40th anniversary of the company just before his passing at the age of 90 in 1980. His last request included a 2-day delay to align with the anniversary, emphasizing his enduring passion and obsession. For a man like Enzo Ferrari, could his legacy have been any more perfect?